Morning, everybody. So today we're going to talk a little bit about self-sabotage. So have you ever felt like you are avoiding a good thing, or you're coming very close to a breakthrough and you find yourself messing it up without trying? So that's self-sabotage. I think the clear definition of it is when you're subconsciously preventing yourself from having success in one form or the other. It can be a work thing, it can be a personal relationship thing, it can be a health thing. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. What happens is you will pick fights with people that you don't need to be picking fights to. You'll put obligations like work that needs to be done off to the side. As soon as it's like on the brink of being done, you basically will prevent yourself from it. And so why do we do that? So I think a lot of people will say that it's not intentional because it's a subconscious thing, and it is really it's a response mechanism. And so it is a matter of underlying fear, like the fear of success or the fear of failure. And then it becomes a matter of like, oh, is this a response to a past trauma? Is this a response of, I don't feel like I deserve this? Is this a thing of, am I doing this intentionally, or is this really an accident? And so then you start to ask yourself, you have to start to ask the right questions of, what am I going to get if I fail? And what am I going to get if I succeed? Recognizing both and acting on the one that is positive. Essentially, you don't want negativity, and you just need to recognize and act on the things that make you better. And with that being said, it's like, how do you respond to it when you find yourself like having thoughts or having those negative thoughts? And a lot of it is like stop and breathe, recognize what's going on around you, and take little small steps to be better by the hour, by the day, by the week, by the month. It doesn't have to be an immediate this is fixed, but it is something that needs to be recognized and acknowledged by the individual to move forward. And like for some people it can be really bad. You need to talk to someone or a therapist, and a lot of people will say that therapy is unnecessary. I used to be one of those people, and then I did therapy a couple years ago, and I think it's actually like a super beneficial thing just to be able to have someone to kind of dump thoughts onto and get a response that's kind of externalized instead of in your own kind of circle, or in the circle of people that you're talking to regularly. So how do we fix this? How do we prevent this in the long term? You make small commitments and you build those little by little, essentially preventing yourself, building yourself up. And you practice self-compassion versus punishment. Instead of punishing yourself, learn to forgive yourself and learn to move forward in a positive way that acknowledges the negative actions of the past. And again, if you need to, talk to a therapist and try to get to the root of why that's happening or why you're doing it. Because the root essentially will come down to either a trauma response, or it'll come down to impulse response, which both are natural and both are preventable. It's just a matter of recognizing them, catching them in the moment, and then moving forward. And so with that, I'll leave y'all with that, and I hope y'all subscribe to the Wavy Network and drop a like, leave a comment. And I hope y'all have a good day.